Kathleen Norton Schock. Kathleen, of course, we get her on every month, and she talks about what's going on with the Council for Women in Technology. And so, once again, let's find out. Lots of stuff going on this summer, right?
Absolutely, yes. Can you see me okay? My screen is kind of odd.
No, you're a little fuzzy, but we'll take it.
Okay, all right. So yeah, thanks, Mike. As usual, we have a packed summer for MCWT, which is the Michigan Council of Women in Technology. That can be found, and we can be found on the web at www.mcwt.org. The MCWT Foundation is a bona fide nonprofit and has been for about 22 years. Summer looks really great for us. First thing I just wanted to touch on is that Camp Infiniti, which we've been doing for about 16 years and have expanded and refined and made even better than it ever used to be, has launched, but there still are spaces open for girls and in anywhere from the 5th through the 12th grade. So we have expanded into the latter part of high school. It used to be from the 5th through middle school, and now it's 5th through 12th grade. There will be 8 separate camps this year. 7 are already underway, and then an 8th will be opened in about a few weeks on the website for someone to register for. But the sites are Anchor Bay High School. That one's underway now, so forget that one. The University of Detroit Mercy also underway right now, and those are both for grades 5th through 8th. Then Davenport University, July 11th through the 15th. Wayne Community College in Harper Woods, grades 5 through 8 through July 11th through the 15th. Wayne State is hosting us for grades 9th through 12th, July 18th through July 22nd. Saginaw Valley State University is sponsoring July 18th through the 22nd, grades 5 through 8. And again, at Saginaw Valley State University from July 25th to July 29th, they'll be doing grades 9 through 12. And the University of Michigan Dearborn is also doing grades 5 through 8, July 25th to July 29th. Girls in the 5th and 6th grade who will be enrolled will create animations using Alice, the program Alice, and also program Dash robots. Girls in 7th and 8th grade will be able to create some interesting and innovative applications using App Inventor, and also they'll be programming Lego robots. And then girls in 9th through 12th grade will design and build their very own bot using robot process automation. So it looks to be a really exciting summer for those 8 camps. And then supplementing it, and this was inspired prior to COVID, but really went full stream during the 2 years of the biggest parts of the pandemic. We're also doing a virtual learning series, July 25th through July 29th. And this will be for 5th through 8th grades. The girls in the 7th and 8th grade will be learning Scratch programming. So that's kind of interesting. They'll be exploring the Scratch music library. They'll be creating sounds like loops and that kind of thing. They'll be using code and computer science technologies to play musical notes. They'll be doing animated sprites and characters and designs. And they're also going to be designing and programming their own video game using music and sprite and code. So that's going to be kind of fun. And then in the 5th and 6th grade, the band is for HTML website design. So that course is designed for girls in 5th and 6th grade. And they don't have to have prior web design experience. It's a virtual class that teaches them how to build their own web pages. So they'll learn HTML and CSS, which are the classic programming languages, if you will, for websites. And they'll be able to create their own websites with multiple web pages. Now, both of these programs, and as I just said, some of the camps are already underway, but there's a bunch, some in the West and some here in the Southeast for the in-person camps. The cost per camper, by the way, is $100. The camp lasts 5 days, and it runs from 9 in the morning till 3 with snacks and breaks and that kind of thing. And usually at the end, we also invite parents, grandparents, whomever, to sort of see the graduation. I don't know if that'll continue this year or not for Camp Infiniti, but that was always a kind of a fun piece of the camp. But in any case, both of those, both the Camp Infinities, which are the in-person camps, and the virtual learning series, they can both be registered for at www.mcwt.org. Then you touch the K through 12 link, and the very first page that'll come up, there'll be Camp Infiniti, and right underneath it is the virtual camps. So that's pretty exciting. It's always, we raise a lot of money over the years, as you know, Mike, and these are kind of expensive camps. By the way, any girls who want to qualify for scholarship, either for the, a 50% scholarship against the $100 for the in-person camp, or 50% scholarship for the $20 for the online camp, can do so. They also have to send in an additional piece of registration in their application. But we have some very generous sponsors who are handling those scholarships. Dow being primary among them, because Dow sort of led the way, but there's at least 6 or 7 sponsors for that. So that's exciting. And then of course, it's summer in Michigan, and we take great advantage of it in terms of raising money for the girls and women who benefit from MCWT. So fast approaching, and you are a special guest this year, Mike, is the Southeast Michigan Golf Outing. There will be at least 26 to 27 sponsors, and it's all sold out. The entire event has been sold out for several weeks. It's probably the best. Of course, I'm prejudiced, but it is probably the best golf outing in Michigan ever. And it's coming up very quickly. And the other thing I just wanted to talk about, and again, you can find it by going to www.mcwt.org. And it's the very first thing on the page right now is the Southeast Michigan Golf Classic. But what's very imminent for your audience is that we do something special, in addition to, of course, charging people to golf and charging the sponsors to come and bring foursomes with them and kind of enjoy a day out. The other thing that we do every year is we do bidding for what we call our executive auction. So for a reasonable price of $1,600 and up, we're taking bids, and the bidding day is one day only. This coming Wednesday, June 29th. Bidding will begin at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And people come in and they bid to golf with 3 other people, one of whom is usually a CIO or Chief Information Security Officer. And this year, if you were to participate in the bidding, the participating executives you might be able to win could be, I always feel like I'm talking about auctioning off people here, but these are all people who they volunteer their time because they believe in our mission. And so they say, sure, I'll golf even if I can't golf, right? So, and I think most of these people do golf well, because I've golfed with Jennifer Charters at least, and I know she golfs well. But Chris Burrows, who's the Chief Information Security Officer from Rocket Central, is one of our bid packages. Jennifer Charters, who's the Executive VP and CIO for Flagstar Bank. Brent Klaczynski, Vice President and CIO for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Donna Hart, who is the Chief Information Security Officer from Ally Bank. Annette Marcath, who's Vice President and CIO of HAP, Health Alliance Plan. Ken Scepter, who's Senior Vice President of Cloud and IT Service Management at BHSH Systems. So we got a lot of healthcare going on here, right?
Yeah.
Christy Wheaton, who's an old friend of mine. She's been at a number of places as a CIO and a chief privacy and security officer. And her role right now for the last several years has been as Chief Information Privacy and Security Officer for Henry Ford, HFHS. So that is, mark your calendars if you want to golf with any of these people, and obviously have the opportunity over 18 holes to discuss their company, their strategy, and whether or not they like to golf, how far they are from the pin or whatever. That's the time to do it. But you have to go online on our site starting 9 o'clock on June 29th. And we are very strict about closing the bids by 5 p.m. And then the other interesting thing that we're doing for this year's golf conference, we started a golf event because we started a few years back, is that for those who don't want to golf, we also will sell them meal tickets for the evening. So golf usually ends about 3, then there's a happy hour with some hors d'oeuvres, and then we have a pretty nice meal. So people can also go online or contact Elise Luddy, who heads our events, and her email address is events@mcwt.org. And literally she can tell you if she has any meal tickets available, or even if people are dropping out of golfing, she might have some extra golf tickets. So please visit www.mcwtsegolfclassic.com for its own separate page, or just go straight to our website, touch the page, and then it'll take you to multiple pages.
What's the location again on that? Which golf course?
Oh, good. Of course I would. Oh, I should have it memorized. We've had it there for 10 years. The Indianwood Golf and Country Club, which is in Lake Orion, 1081 Indianwood Road, Lake Orion. So, not that far. And of course, you'd be supporting the village of Lake Orion that needs all the support it can get these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've had a hard year thus far in Lake Orion. So, we definitely, it's a wonderful course. I've been many times, usually in support of this event. I'm not much of a golfer. And there's just spectacular hospitality. And of course, it's just a great, we usually have 300 to 400 people participating in the golf and the various events around it. And then in the evening, we get a few more, maybe 50 more who just come for dinner. So it's a fun time. And for us, it usually raises around $300,000. But you'll see that press release when it comes out. And I understand that Michigan Tech News is going to be there and broadcasting.
We hope.
Yeah,
Putting on the Wi-Fi, yes.
Yeah,
I think I can use my phone for a hotspot if I get in the jam. So
yeah, and I hope you don't mind me making this announcement, because I was sitting behind the scenes pushing for it for about 90 days. But we are finally, MCWT is finally, you are our very first inaugural alliance member. MITech News and MITech TV, and you personally are an alliance member of MCWT, which means that not only do you have an honorary membership in the organization, which means come to events and do whatever you want, you also have 2 memberships to give to other people who are part of your team,
okay.
Or however you want to do that. It's up to you, Mike, right?
Okay.
But we're really excited that you are our inaugural alliance member, along with Julie Speiler would be the second person for WAMSA. And if you remember when I was on last month, we talked about Julie, who became our Michigan Technology Woman of the Year,
right
for MCWT. So you're in great company, but we're really glad to finally get that through the board and have everything happen. For us, it's a new thing.
Oh, and I really appreciate it. I know you were behind this, so
it's very well deserved. And then if I can just get to one last thing really quickly. By the way, if people go to the website, they'll also see the dates for the Western Michigan golf outing, which takes place in September. Right. And I hope you can make it to that too, Mike. That'll be a whole new different cast of characters when you think about it geographically.
Sure.
We still have some openings for that, and people can go on and register. Then the last thing I wanted to mention is this is really fun. We started this last year, and I'm so excited because this is a program for our membership versus just our girls. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those members have been giving back and giving back and giving back for many years. So we had a very successful leadership clinic last year for people who were trying to move into the C-suite. So we had CIOs and 1 CEO as instructors. This year, coming up very quickly this September, we're having a September leadership clinic for middle managers. In other words, people, I'm not going to give an age range here, because people could be a middle manager in their 50s or their 20s, right? Or their 60s or their teens, maybe not their teens, but their 20s, certainly, right? But it's anybody who's in that middle part of an organization, big or small, and would like to sort of go to the next level. So we have 3 very, very accomplished women who will be this year's instructors. And by the way, you can register for the leadership clinic by going to the website, www.mcwt.org, and touching the adult programs, right? We have K through 12, we have we have university, and then we have regular association membership programs. And the leadership coaches for this session, and I think you may know some of these names, are Anita Klopfenstein, who is the CIO for a little company called Little Caesars, who does far more than pizza these days, as we all know. Kristen Williams, who I do not know, but who is Vice President of Customer and Digital Technology for Myers, for the Myers stores. And then a dear friend of mine, Nicole Scheffler, who is Solutions Director at Palo Alto Networks. And Nicole has had a very rich, I actually have been privileged to be a little part of Nicole's career as you have, but I definitely have in a very, arm in arm way for the last decade. And so it's very exciting to see her as she keeps going up the ladder. And Nicole is just approaching 40 now. Hopefully she doesn't get mad at me for saying that. But she has a great 18-year career, and she's a very practical person. And I suspect that these other two ladies are as well. So everybody came from middle management ranks up to the next level, and they'll be giving tips and tricks. And the session is a full day session from 8:30 to 3:30 at HTC Global Services in Troy. And again, mark your calendars for Friday, September 16th. We are only accepting 45 attendees to give everyone a quality experience. And the application window ends 2 weeks from today. Or is it 3 weeks? Monday, July 11th. Nope, it's 2 weeks from today. So definitely, I would suggest that anybody it's not very expensive, definitely worth registering for. And we're only accepting the first 45 people who are qualified, right, for the training. So the application window closes pretty quickly in the next 2 weeks. So,
give that address one more time, that web address.
www.mcwt.org.